First of all, I want to say good evening to everybody, right? My evening, if you look back, you see I got a lot of stuff going on, okay? First of all, what you see in the back behind me, especially in my room, I've been tearing stuff up. Looking, y'all, let me tell you something, looking for my wallet, right? Today, I had the unfortunate, just pathetic nature of losing my wallet. I don't even know where I had it. I remember I went out to do some shopping, and it had to fall out of my wallet. It had to fall out of my pants. I had some sweats on, so I don't know where the freak my wallet is. I'm sick about it too, because now it's not the part that about people getting anything, because there's nothing they can get out of it because it's everything canceled. You'll have my address, but if you come over here, you know, Jesus be with you. But the part that I don't like is now I got to go through the whole process of calling and canceling, getting new stuff. Now getting new IDs, company cards getting taken care of. All these things. It's just, oh man, I don't feel like the headache of this. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie to none of y'all. But things could be worse. Maybe it's still in my house and I can find it, and maybe I don't have to do this. Call it back. So, it just totally and completely sucks. And then my laptop, my beautiful, beautiful laptop, y'all. My laptop. It's on 32%. So now I gotta get from everything else because I must got like a short in my charger or something like that. So I can't do it's like it feel like anything that could possibly go wrong for me not to do the podcast tonight was going wrong. It has been interesting in the last 3 hours. I tell you. But we here, like I told you, to do this show. We gonna get it started. I'm not gonna even delay it out any longer for everybody. I appreciate y'all. Grateful y'all be here. We gonna get into these bad boys. Miss y'all last couple of weeks. We gonna get it started.
Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money.
Follow your passion first. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? It's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you've never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you'll find out that the rewards will come.
Wow.
Oh man, good. Like I said before, good evening to every single one of y'all. Hope y'all had a great day. Hope it continues to be great for you all. It's Mr. Johnson, one part of a trio of Unfiltered. This is gonna be really, really good tonight. Okay. Shout out to Miss Hill. Shout out to Mr. Reese. I didn't send them out anything tonight because I didn't think I was really going to even do this tonight, to be honest, because everything was going haywire. But I'm like, man, I can't do that, man. I got content to put out. I got good things to talk about. I got a wonderful group of people to share and talk to about the amazingness of life, despite what's going on. So, hey, we gonna get it pumping and going. We had a lot of things that was happening and going on in these last couple of weeks. Sending out all our prayers to everybody and anybody who had any family members, friends, kids, anyone up at MSU. Up here in Michigan, we had again, I hate this. I'm never gonna get desensitized to this, and that's active shooters. This is just crazy. So got up there, some man on campus which is one of the biggest campuses in the United States, period. the Michigan State Spartans, or we just call them MSU. Active shooter got up there. From the last thing I heard, 3 people were killed and 5 were in critical condition. We definitely want to send our prayers out there, every ounce of positive energy to every family member and person affected by everything that happened. It's just, man, it's twisted out here, man. We got people that just literally, this is what they're gonna do. Like I said, and gun reform. I'm not going to even get on that. I just believe something's got to. We got to do something, and it's not enough to say this ain't the problem. This ain't gonna do it. Look, we know it's a problem. We got to figure out the solution. And as long as we got people who got big business in their pockets, such as gun companies and other lobbyists in their pocket, they are not going to step out to do what they know is the right thing to do. So with that being said, we just keep it on the prayer. And man, we're going to have to do something in regards to how we handle this, man. It seems sometimes it just feels like no one cares until they are closely affected by a situation. And that is disgusting. We got to get out of that habit of thinking, I'm the only time I'm going to care if it has something directly to do with me. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care how many people, where you at and what you're doing, active shooters and things of that nature. How you doing, Miss Kathy? And anything you have of that nature that happens like this, man, we got to get, it's wrong. It shouldn't have to be that. I shouldn't have to have a kid up there for us to say it's not good for kids to be getting shot at in school. All right. I shouldn't have to have a friend or a sister or brother or a wife that works as a teacher to say teachers shouldn't be put underneath this type of thing, even though this is academic hall where, this is where classes take place. It wasn't a dormitory. Yet and still, this guy knew enough to go in there and kill 3 people. Nothing is by, happenstance with this situation. And then, of course, he takes the coward way out and he kills himself. It's just disgusting. We got to do something, man. Take it to the polls. If you got people in your polls that keep voting down better solutions in regards to gun control, because everybody don't need a gun. We've already seen this. I don't care. I don't care what your skin color. I don't care what your profession is. We care about your mental state. And if you are able to maintain an excellent amount of sense and self-control in regards to owning a firearm, because once you pull it out, it's got to get used to a certain extent. It's not a joke. And if your decision is to pull it out in every disagreement, you are the exact reason why people don't need guns. Period. We can't have cowards. There ain't nothing worse than a coward with a gun. This is horrible. So, let me just get into it real quick for y'all. Again, so please like, share, and subscribe while we getting down to these great topics that I ain't gonna keep y'all long on. I want to start off with one that that we've noticed, especially today. I remember talking to my daughter and my girlfriend's daughter, and we was in the car, and as we was driving back, I don't really know where we were coming from, but the conversation was just going about how, in school it just seemed like you ain't got a lot of friends or people that's trustworthy, and kids are learning that faster than ever now. Man, people ain't crap. People ain't trustworthy, experience jealousy at a higher rate and all these other different things, right? And I had to just sit there and tell them, because I remember having that conversation with my daughter not too long ago, when she first started out, when I was letting her know as she was getting to school. And I told her, like, people could be messy. And what's happening is that because parents are younger and younger, and they get more immature and immature, they're not really raising their kids. They're raising hangout partners. So what ended up happening is that instead of them raising these kids to be able to be something better, they want them to be on the same level as them. And it ain't no discipline. It ain't no respect. So if you got a kid that's openly feel free to disrespect their own parent, everybody else is free game. So now they copy everything they see their parent do because this is the person that they so happen to admire, the atmosphere they end up being underneath. Majority of people are, are products of their environment, and they get to school, all they do is mock what they see. So this is what they do in the class, and then so that same treacherous and devious behavior that they see displayed all the time in front of them. They do it all the time in school. So with this, it's friends. How often can we say now that we actually have legitimate friends that we can trust, that we can confide in, that we know we can trust in? Or do we got individuals who are conveniently and strategically placed in our lives through deception and deceit, that they're not really wishing us well? They're just looking for the opportunity to come in when you fall. That's a really different aspect of things when you sit back and think about it. Where you have friendships, because I've never heard so many people use the word friend in this time and climate. I really don't. I know for a fact people don't even know what a friend is no more. They give it out, and when you give out a title of friend so quickly that you say, I'm always leery of someone that always says, this is my friend, this is my friend. I'm like, how many friends do you got? Is your friendship even worth it? Because you give it out so freely. You can't give friendship out like charity now. Friendship is earned. Friendship is, we got it in from the dirt, because most of your friends, and to me, all your friends, the relationship is built out of adversity, because anybody can be your friend when, it's sunshiny days, but it's who's there with you to encourage you and hold you up. And he be there to fight with you when you're going through the roughest times of your life, and vice versa. You're going through the roughest times there. A lot of people, I remember it's a little joke that said that a good friend will bail you out of jail. Like your best friend will be there with you saying, man, that was one hell of a night. And at first I was laughing because I'm like, you might want both of them. But no, I understand that. What it means is that your friend is going to be there with you. You know what I mean? Your friend is going to be there. And they're going to tell you when you're wrong, even when you don't want to hear it, because they love you that much. And they're never going to let you ride by yourself. No matter how much even y'all get mad, it'll never be a situation in which you'll leave them hanging. It just won't happen. You might go right back to not talking, saying, I'm still mad at you, but I'm never going to leave you hanging. That's real friendship, because just because you get upset at somebody, just because you didn't like what they did, does not mean that you don't love them. And I believe that's what's missing right now in this society. When it comes to people having friends, there is no trustworthiness, because you've done nothing to charge them to be trustworthy. That's adults and young folks. We simply say, oh man, you my friend. You're my friend because we had a couple of drinks, we had a couple of laughs, but not one circumstance has come to challenge the resolve of your so-called friend in your life. And heck, it might be the same way with you. It may not have been nothing ever come up in their life to make you be aware of actually how much you do consider this person a friend. Because, it takes a lot. Friendship, like I said, friendship is earned because it takes a lot of trust and loyalty and things of that nature. And the more and more we see it, when people are just so dictated by media, especially our kids, media and reality TV that's staged, which is the funniest thing ever, reality TV that's staged, right? But when they see so much, and then you, not to mention in life, that you see how the people that you might be the closest to handle and conduct themselves around people they call their friends, they going I mean, we got to stop almost at a certain point blaming, talking about our kids doing this, our kids doing that, and look at what we doing. Because their first example is what they see at the home, what they see in their environment, what they see around them, what they're surrounded by, right? And every kid ain't gonna be that strong enough to fully have a very good understanding of the fact that, hey, we need to go with the group, because it's a feeling of wanting to belong. So, as I was telling them in the car, it's like, you just gotta understand to a point. And I told her that you're gonna find out who your real friends are in some of your darkest times. I wish I could tell my daughter something different, but it's the truth. You're gonna find out who your friends are when the chips, what I'm saying, is down. And you're gonna find out who is really there for you, who actually cared for you, and who backed up, that commitment with not just words, but with action. So, and in total, a lot of you out there that you calling people friends, and then you get mad because they're not the friends that you wanted them to be. Sometimes you're gonna take the loss and keep it a bean. You don't control the type of friend that someone is going to be. You have no control over that. You only can control the type of friend you're going to be, and you control the type of individuals that you give that title of friendship over to. So use it wisely. Real talk out here. Don't give it out so freely. Make people earn it. You earn it too. And think about that. Jumping to this other topic, I was just thinking about it. This one might be a little controversial, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get that to y'all last, because if Facebook take me down again, Meta, and we talk about audacity, but whatever. Let's talk about this. It's funny how most people, I've seen a lot of people. We just celebrated Valentine's Day the other day, and one of the things that I look at the most when I sometimes, like when I get a chance to glance on my personal page, social media, this page, you get to see, some beautiful things. You get to see some people, got the gifts they got. I seen one person that, they had his girlfriend was serenaded with a saxophone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing, man. That's all right. Flowers, candy, and all that other good stuff. Then you see the other part of it, and that's people that are just saying, some outrageous things. Like, man, whatever, if you got a person that's doing this, you need to not do that. I believe one girl said that if you got a guy that you screwing and he didn't give you nothing for Valentine's Day, you need to stop screwing him. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, the harsh realities of people and the harsh realities of when you don't really know what love is, right? It's amazing. It's sad too, because, holidays, I've never been a big holiday person. I'm always, like I said, on countless occasions on our podcast, that I'm someone that into, hey, treat me right all the time. Do right by me every day, and I do right by you every day. I make you feel incredible every day. You make me feel incredible every day. Even when we piss each other off, you'll still know that I'm there for you, because I might be pissed, but I'm not gonna let the rain hit you. I'm gonna put an umbrella over you. I might be pissed, but I'm gonna let that happen to you. That's the kind of love that I've always wanted, and that's the kind of love I give out. That's why I'm so passionate about anybody that I love and that that's in my circle. I'm passionate about it. So when we have this concept now of people got a warped concept of what they think love is, and it's really selfish, because it's at the point where I'm all for loving yourself, right? Absolutely. You definitely need to love yourself. If you don't love you, shoot, nobody else gonna love you, right? In a certain instance, and that don't happen, and that's not even a true statement, because you got some people that are at the lowest states of their life, and people still love you. You just so stuck in this, this depressive state that you just can't see by. But there's people out there that's fighting for you and love you. And for those who don't, we got to figure out where's this line that we're going to draw between being confident and narcissistic. It's all right to say this. It's all right to, have strong confidence in yourself that no one else affects the way you feel about yourself. Then it's another thing where you kind of think it's all about yourself. Now that's where we get into the narcissistic aspect of things. Most relationships, especially we get around here, social media has become like the biggest movie studio in the world, right? Let's start there. Most people use this as a platform to become famous, for the most part. And we've seen it. We've seen a lot of people get a lot of views, get a lot of people watching them, 300, 3 million, you get to the ones who really got a huge following. They're like 40 million plus, 50 million, 20 million people following them and retweet, reposting, sharing. And they call it, being, influential or influencer. And at the end of the day, everybody that's out here doing it ain't doing it for the right thing, period. They only will do anything just for shock value so they get more viewership. Like I said, that's why I said it's the new media. It really, in some ways, still can't be trusted fully without you doing your homework. Some people don't even watch news now. They watch Facebook. They watch Twitter. And that's dangerous because you get out of doing your own research, get out of making your own mind frame up based upon the evidence, based upon the things that you look up. That's a dangerous mindset where you just say, I believe it because I saw it here. We don't need to do that. We never need to stop using our brains to focus and reevaluate every situation until we get a satisfactory and understandable rationale for whatever we're trying to get a full understanding about. And that's the truth. We can't do it no better than that. And it's the same thing that when it comes to love. A lot of us, we're not in love. We in infatuation. Most of us is really more infatuated with ourselves than we are the person that we're with. We don't mind putting on the front, but it's always going to show because guess what? Situations going to come, and those words and the video and all those things you put out for the world to see, now they're going to have to see the ugly side of it. And that's the problem with most people is that people don't never love the ugly side. They can only stand there for the good. And that's somebody that you don't want, because that means that anytime that you meet opposition in his life, that person going, haul behind in the next direction. So in this juncture, when we're talking about love, we can go so many different ways on this, right? We've talked about it before. We talked about what we know what God is standing for us, right? God is the ultimate example of love. Look at what he did. When you lay down your life for someone. That's the ultimate, example of love. And the issue with most of us now is that we really don't love people. We really incapable of understanding how to love people. You got people that get married, and shout out to every single married couple that stay married. And y'all doing right by each other. Y'all ain't out here cheating. You ain't out here doing the most. Man, I got nothing but respect for marriage. I think it is a great institution. It shows the ultimate commitment and the ultimate self-control and the ultimate love. Because it takes love to be committed to someone, to say, as long as I'm with you, when I found you, I saw you, I didn't want no one else. Yeah, I saw prettier. Yep, I saw more handsome. Yep, I saw all these different things, but I saw no one better for me than you. And you hope and pray that your mate feel the same way about you. And sometimes we get the warning signs, we get everything that comes with it, and we try to keep wanting to think the best of this person, but they've yet to show us any type of tangible, ration of love. All they keep showing us is selfishness. We always competing. Man want to be better than a woman. Woman want to be better than a man. One want to be at the top, make this money. One want to be at the top, make this money. Y'all butt heads. One want to be able to be heard. Other want to be heard. Neither one of y'all think about anyone else but yourself. And then you wonder why you're lonely. Because you're in a relationship only to feed yourself. Narcissism is man, is like the great uncle of loneliness. Because that's where you end up. You end up lonely. Not just alone, but flat out lonely when you your own best friend, when you your own counsel. Like you're gonna ask yourself, what's all right? You say, yep. It's crazy. When you're not trying to think outside of your own feelings to maybe say, man, I was pissed. Man, I was wrong. Okay. It takes a lot for people when you love somebody and you know, first of all, everybody know where you can go when you get upset. That's number one. And I stand one of the people that can flat out say that, man. I know when I'm pissed and I don't want to talk no more and I don't want to be around no more. And I know that nothing's going to come good of the conversation because I'm so irritated. I'm so pissed off. So what did I do effectively to help myself with that? One, I had to get honest. One, I had to be truthful. And the other part is that I had to do some changing in my behavior. Like, you know what? Okay, I know that I'm getting pissed. Bam. Number one, tell the person, hey, I'm pissed. Honestly, I'm pissed off right now. I still got much love for you, but I'm mad at you right now because I don't see eye to eye with you. I don't agree with what you did on that one. But that don't mean I hate you. It just means I'm disappointed and I'm upset and I don't want to say nothing that I can't take back or I'm going to regret. So let's put a pin in this. Let's just say, I love you, you love me, and we're going to talk about this when we both are cooler and we both trying to not just get our point across, but when we open to listening and getting clarification, right? And that's how I handle stuff for the most part now, especially if I'm, with me, I'm dating someone. I try to handle it that way. And, it ain't always been perfect. Some people, it don't work that way for because some people are selfish. They want to talk about it, want to fuss and argue. And, some people are like, man, I ain't into that. I'm not about to do that. But the great part about this whole situation is that we got to get to an understanding of knowing that, man, it is some deep soul searching that we got to do, each one of us, in regards to this love thing. And once we can get to that, we can start doing stuff better. We can start expanding our horizons. We can stop getting the same people that we happen to be attracted to, but nothing ever comes about it because we're not good. They're not good for us, and we're not good for them. That's the problem. Some of us never change what we're attracted to. We say we won't, but we're not attracted to that. Well, you'll be a man and say, man, I want a good woman, but you're not attracted to good woman. Every quality does not have anything to do with a good woman that you have. Vice versa for women. You say you want a good man, but you keep picking the same guys because the things that attract you to a man are not qualities of a man, and that goes for both men and women. You got to stop thinking sexual. I don't know. We are a hypersexual society. Like we just unleashed that. It's like gotta do this. She can't do this. She can't do that. Can't do nothing with her. He can't do nothing with her. And it ain't worked for you yet. You have, you out here, you screwing everybody in the book. You're getting more confused. You're getting more messed up. You get more just completely drowned and saturated in everybody's bad habits, everybody's thoughts, not to mention every spiritual contact you coming with somebody, you come with whoever they had contact with spiritually, and another person, and it's just like go on and on. So, man, we got to do some changing, man. We got to get to a point where we start changing the aspects on how we look at things. You know what they say, best apology is change behavior. Some of us got to love ourselves enough to forgive ourselves. Like, man, I screwed up. Man, I keep screwing up. All right, then, man, like take your time and stop beating your head against the rock by making the same decisions over and over again, right? All right. And this last one I want to talk about tonight, this is a good one. It's, I want to say it's just really about the audacity of the American society that we live in. We had a movie that came out called You People on Netflix, and it was pretty good for what it was, you know, with Jonah Hill and Lauren London. And the issue that was going on is that people of the Jewish faith got upset because they felt a lot of Jewish satire and jokes in the movie were extremely anti-Semitic. And the issue that's at hand is you had a problem with those jokes because the whole movie, first of all, the base of the movie is two families that are coming together. They said the movie's about celebrating Black culture. No, it wasn't. And if you thought that was a movie, then you kind of had your mindset from the beginning what you thought it was about. But it was about a Black girl, Jewish man, coming together with two different families with strong beliefs, different cultural aspects coming together. And the things that could tear them apart, they were trying to see what could actually bring them together. You had jokes about slavery. You had jokes hitting around to the Holocaust. And I found because I'm rooted. See, this is what I would tell a lot of people in the Jewish community, because all of y'all are not like that, just like not all Blacks are like that. We have to just get to a point where we stop playing this hurt Olympics. You know what I'm saying? The competition of who's the most hurt. That was the jokes ahead. They said, well, we didn't want to go on boats because, you know, our last situation with boats was bad. And then they said, well, it's like maybe with Jewish people in trains. And they got mad at that, but they didn't see this. Why you can't have selective integrity. Or say, I am selectively unbiased. I am selectively not racist. It don't work like that. You can't get mad because one joke which seems offensive, and there was a million jokes about every race in there, but the only one you get mad about is the one about you. You laugh wholeheartedly at the slavery comment on the boat. But then when the comment that was made, it wasn't even made by Blacks, it was made by another Jewish individual. You get mad and you call it anti-Semitic. We got to get to this place where we're like, look, are we ever going to get over this hump where we can say, no one should have to forget about the atrocities done to their culture, to their race, and all of us should be upset about it, right? Period. We all should be upset. We should all learn from it. That's the most important thing. Learn from it and say, we don't want to be in a place where anybody, whether Jewish faith, whether Black, whether Latino, even Caucasian, we should want to be in a place where we all like, look, let's just not screw up like the way some other people's ancestors did, and even the atrocities that our own ancestors did. Let's dare to be different. Let's do change behavior. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have people that are not going to do that, right? And guess what? They are entitled to do that, okay? They are entitled to do that. As long as they ain't putting their hands on nobody, they're not trying to kill anybody, they can have their own opinions, they can have their own mindsets, and nobody on the face of this planet should have any say-so about whether or not they can say, or they can think differently. Ain't a problem. As long as they ain't getting no crime, everything is fair across the board, I have not a problem with it. If that man across the street wants to be racist, that's fine. Keep your beliefs. But when it comes to legal, when it comes to fairness, when it comes to the things of society, society should not be biased. It should be fair right across the board. No head starts. Everybody, gun go off. We start at the line. Same way. Period. That's me. That's how I feel about it. I don't want special treatment. I want the same exact thing that you're going to give everybody else in terms of the best education, the best healthcare, the best advantages to get and realize our goals, through whether it's education, through whether it's entrepreneurship. We should not be redlined because of your skin color. You shouldn't be redlined because of an area that you live in. It should be fairness across the board. The problem is, and this is where those of the Jewish faith are not getting it, and they keep crying anti-Semitic aspect of things, but they're not getting this part. And I want them to think, and I want you to hear from a black man what the issue is. I don't have a thing against a Jewish person. I don't have time to hate. I'm still trying to catch up in a race that I was purposely kept 500 years behind. And yes, I had ancestors and people, and even my own family, who have done some hard work despite what's been put in their direction. And guess what? Those are Jewish faith. You had some too. But y'all also had a heck of a lot of advantages. I ain't faulting you for that. That's good. Y'all stuck together, and I believe that, right? But don't get offensive when we want to stick together and want to be able to have the same resources and the same privilege that you guys have. We don't want to be redlined. We don't want to be declared at the bottom of the food chain. We already been held the group that every group is afraid of, and we still trying to figure out why when y'all put us at the bottom. And the reason why is because a lot of people in the powers that be have flipped the narrative to take the attention off of them, like they not the bad guys, and to put it on the group who undoubtedly in this country has been declared the bottom feeders. And that's African Americans. And every country has treated us the same. And every country has treated us the same in a lot of aspects. Like, well, we got to keep them down because we don't want to be the ones on the bottom. And that's why you do it. And that's the truth. Asians don't want to be at the bottom of the list. Latinos, they don't want to be at the bottom of the list. Arabic, everybody, they don't want to be at the bottom. That's why we treat it as such. They're like, we got to be at the bottom because even if let's say they got rid of, God forbid, got rid of everyone that was black, everybody that was black got up and left and said, you know what, forget this country, we done with y'all. That means one of y'all are going to have to be, quote unquote, and excuse my language, but this is the best way for me to describe it. One of y'all going to have to be the niggas now. And what we mean by that, you will have to be the bottom feeders. And none of them want to be the bottom feeders. So can we just cut it out? We don't want to keep playing this herd Olympics. We want y'all to understand this. When we say things such as Black lives are important, and then we get some people, some of you who might not know it, because you might live in a very sheltered bubble where you have not seen the atrocities that happen to African Americans. That could be a possibility because some of y'all like that. Some of y'all live in that bubble and y'all don't care because you don't care about what's going on with blacks. But then you get mad when we say things like, hey, man, black guys deserve to live to be an old age, too. And you had, I even had a cousin say this to me. And, it was in jest. And I believe that she really was, very sincere in her aspects of what she was saying. She said that, I had a thing that said, black men deserve to grow old too. And she's like, what about Asian men? What about Chinese men? And I'm like, it's never came into a question about the lives of Asian men, or Chinese man, or Japanese man, or Italian man, or European man, South American man. It never came into that. You never had to hear those aspects of it. But you've lived in this country and you've seen the mass incarceration of black males. Even those of Jewish faith have said, man, you should see the amount of hate that come to us. What you mean we need to see? We've been experiencing this well longer than any other race in this country. That's why we've had some of the biggest hearts. Keep in mind, we've been there to help other races. Not every race has been there to help us in return, because they don't want to be the bottom feeders. And that's the bottom line of it. So for me to have to explain that when we say blacks and black males and black women, our races, us deserve to live to ripe old ages, deserve to have great education, deserve to have great health care. We're not saying we deserve to have it more than anybody else. We're saying we deserve to have it the same way that you do. There's never been that debate. You don't hear whites, talking about they don't have privilege, that they don't have the right to shelter and things of that nature. You never had to say it. Y'all just wanted to be condescending and cause an argument because it'll make you feel better to cause an argument outside of looking and saying they right, their lives matter too. So what we got to say? Black lives matter too. We never said nobody else's lives matter. We remember when we get around cops, the majority of us, we got to make the police feel more comfortable, because it has been a stereotypical image put out about black males and black people that we are aggressive, angry, violent, and they're going to treat us like monsters. So for those who don't live in this community, in any community, that's how they treat. So they engage us like that. They're like, you have to make us feel more comfortable. They're public servants, but we have to make them feel more comfortable. If you're a public servant and you have to be in a situation where the public got to make you feel more comfortable in order for you to help them, you are in the wrong department. You are in the wrong career field. Change it up. Go do something. Go be a monk. Go be something else where you don't have to be around people. Period. But the very fact that we have to do that should speak volumes for anybody right now. When I've seen I've seen Caucasians get police face and say everything, call them anything, and the police show total calmness with them. You want to know why? Because when they look at them, they look and see themselves. Like, okay, I'm gonna get them calm. They ain't crazy. When they look at blacks, they see something a lot more evil because of what they've been taught, what they've been bred, and what they've been brainwashed to believe. And that's the thing that's got to stop. If y'all want to take away the identifiers, I have no problem with taking away identifiers. Stop Asian hate, stop Jewish hate, stop black hate, stop hate, period. Start fairness. Start human fairness across the board. Let's try that. But see, the problem with that is that a lot of y'all want identifiers. You just don't want to be called out if it happens that your identifier is a cause of some of the issues. That's the issue. So We're going to get that totally out the way. We just have to get to a point where we all willing to come to the table. Right now, racism in this country is in a powder keg. It's getting worse, even with more multiracial couples than ever. I think the reason why it's getting worse is because of that. When you have a white woman being with a black man, and they have a multiracial kid, black woman being with white man or anybody, when you have anything, white with Latino, wherever the mix is, it's getting to be a powder keg now. And you start to see the experiences of the one race that may have been talking about that you in your sheltered aspect of life have never seen, but now you get to see it because now it's coming at your front doorstep to your kids. When your brown, beautiful brown baby have to experience police brutality or unfairness or racism. When you have black, half white, half Latino, half Asian, half Russian, so on and so on, have to experience a prejudice that you and your shelterness knew existed, but never seen before. And now you firsthand trying to figure out, why would you do something like that? Now you got to see everybody sad. I remember Tupac said something really deep. He said, I always felt like poor and rich people should trade places every so often so they know how it feels to experience both. And maybe they have a different respect for each other and a heart for one another, to where it gets to the point where there's no such thing as rich, there's no such thing as poor. There's a such thing as fair. There's a such thing as happy. Because everybody should be able to experience that. And I love that. That was a good quote. And man, that is all I got for y'all tonight. And that's real talk. So, man, keep me in the uppermost prayer, please. My entire family, my loved ones, Miss Hills, Mr. Reese, keep them all lifted up in prayer. They're all doing good. Like I said, the only reason they ain't on here tonight because I did not send it out tonight. I didn't know I was going to be on here tonight, but I had to because I put it out there that we was going to be on this bad boy. You can't miss no shows, can't miss this content, can't miss this people. And as y'all continue to be able to watch this video through the week, y'all already know, man. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, we on Twitter, we're on YouTube, and we on Meta. So, man, continue to do it. I appreciate y'all so much. We will be back next week, Wednesday, with all my wallet stuff back in the system and back here, and all good. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Until then, man, take care of yourselves. Love each other. And remember, man, it's unfiltered all the time, 24/7, 365. Love y'all. Have a good one.